tonight. My name is Luke Travis. I am one of your moderators. To my right is Mike Castro, the other moderator. We're both members of the Rehoboth Business Association, which is a group of about 40 business owners in town. This is one of our marquee events every year, is to have this candidates night, where we try to introduce new candidates, old candidates, older candidates, and introduce them to the community. We are videotaping for YouTube. That'll be available later on in the week when John does his magic with the editing. I was thinking next year we might even do a live feed. We're not quite ready for that. Maybe next year. So tonight we're going to start with the uncontested candidates. And we're just going to ask you some real simple questions, because you guys are uncontested. But, you know, we're applauding the fact that folks are actually running. That's really what the Rehoboth Business Association wants to acknowledge, is the fact that you're actually running and filling these roles and doing the, God's work, as I say. As my dad used to say, running the town on a volunteer basis, basically. And so we're just going to start out by asking, and Mike and I will just trade off. I'll start with you, Mr. Q. You're my favorite. Okay. So why do you want to run for moderator, and what do you hope to accomplish as a moderator in your next term, if anything, or what have you done well and want to continue? Thank you.
Well, look, I'd say that the basic answer to the question is I really enjoyed the job. Being moderator for the town, going for my 11th term now, has been a real growth experience for me. I've learned a lot. I've met some wonderful people, and I think that what we've all been able to accomplish in terms of restoring order and civility to our town meeting that was sorely lacking at one time is something that's been very gratifying to me. So, for lack of a complex answer, Luke, I'd just say that I love the job. I really enjoy it. I think I do it well. And I will say the same thing that I say every year, that my promise to the good people of Rehoboth is that I will do everything in my power to make sure that our town meeting is a place where issues can be discussed in an orderly and civil fashion, and where every citizen in the town that attends town meeting can know that they will have a forum where they can come and express themselves on any given issue and be listened to without distraction or any rancor. So there we go. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Q.
Ms. Govey, basically the same question. Why do you want to run for
Tax collector?
tax collector? Sorry.
Yeah.
And what do you hope to accomplish in your roles?
I've been the tax collector for the town of Rehoboth since 1995, so 22 years, and I enjoy working with the taxpayers. We've done now online payments. We've brought ourselves up to the 21st century with online payments. We now accept credit cards. I love working with the taxpayers and trying to help them, because not everybody has the access to make their timely payments. So I try to work with them to set up payment plans and things like that. And I became certified for a tax collector in the year 2000, and I became your treasurer in 1998, and I also am certified in that position also. So I hope with your support you get out on April 3rd and vote, because I hope April 3rd or April 4th?
Third.
What is the date, Miss?
April
3rd. April 3rd, I'm sorry, to get out and vote, and so I can serve you for another 3 years. Thank you.
Okay, very good. So on to Water Commission. Why don't we start with Kathleen?
Yes.
Can you tell us why you're running for this position, and what do you hope to accomplish on the Water Commission?
Well, the reason I'm running is I've been serving the town in a couple of different capacities for the past 15 years. I've retired as town clerk about 3 years ago to a very wonderful successor, and I just want to still contribute to the town. I'm still on the Board of Registrars. This is my first year in the Water Commission, and so now I'm running again for the 3-year term. But I find it interesting that my co-water commissioners are so knowledgeable, and I have a lot to learn from them. I've already learned a lot from them. What I hope to accomplish is we're currently working with, in conjunction with Roger Williams College, for a computerized GIS mapping program. And the students are working with under the supervision of their professor, Mark Brickley, to set up an electronic database for the water wells and their attributes throughout the town of Rehoboth. So that's something I'm interested in continuing to work with them on. And as I say, I still have a lot to learn. There's much more to it than I thought there was. And I just feel very good about serving the town, and I hope I do a good job.
Trish Batney, same question. Why do you want to run for water commissioner, and what do you hope to accomplish in that role?
Pretty much ditto of what Kathy just said about the mapping of the wells. It's very, very important. Firstly, I was born and raised in Rehoboth and love Rehoboth, and really interested in trying to find out where our water source is coming from, be it an aquifer or exactly where the water is, if it's being reproduced. So in conjunction with us mapping out all of these wells in town, that will help us to distinguish whether or not it's being refurbished from the ground, or exactly where it's coming from. And it's all a learning process. In the past year, we've learned a lot from the other fellow commissioners on the Water Commission, and it's just a great resource of people that are on there, and I want to continue to learn about it. And I think the mapping is very, very important, and that's just something that we're in the process of just starting right now, and it's very in-depth. Starting on the south side of town and working our way to the north side of town. So if you listen to anybody, they'll tell you that the aquifer starts on the north side of town and runs its way down south, obviously. So it's a long process, and there's a lot of wells that have to be, that we on the north side of town that have actually gone dry. So we're trying to figure out exactly where this is happening, because is it the amount of houses that are going up? There's a lot of things that they're looking into, and by doing this mapping, they're going to determine where it's all happening, what's actually happening with our wells, and where our water's coming from. Important.
Very good. Thanks, Trish.
I just want to ask a quick follow-up on that. So for either one of you, so as this mapping information comes in, as it's completed, I guess, what do you think that would lead to as far as like town planning, increased zoning or decreased lot, increased lot size or decreased lot size, depending on what they find out, or like what would you use that information for, other than to understand, well went dry, or
Just to find out that.
Well, I was just going to say it would be very helpful when we work in coordination with the planning board, and if a subdivision is going to go in, how many houses, and can the water in that area accommodate that many houses, that type of thing would be helpful.
Okay, great.
I don't think it'll change the lot sizes or anything like that. It's more where our water's coming from. We're more interested in finding out, is it being replenished, and where it comes from, is it being replenished? If it's coming from the groundwater, or if it's coming from an underwater source, which, all my life I was always told that we live here in Rehoboth on an aquifer. All underneath us is flowing water. With the mapping system, what they're going to determine is how deep is the water in locations and where it actually comes from. And that's an important
Very
factor
important.
for all of us.
Yeah, water's going to be a huge issue, of course, coming up in the future.
Absolutely.
Yes.
It's our life.
All right. All right, very good. Well, thank you, first panel. You did a terrific job. A round of applause, please.